Even though my brother innocent.
Yeah,
Think about it. But you prolonged this so long.
But I know Kim Kardashian put out one tweet and she is Angel, which is crazy.
My brother was gonna get 8 years. He had already did 4. You do is sign off on it.
The story of C. Murder has always been one of hip-hop's most complicated and painful legal sagas. But in early 2026, a revelation from his own brother changed the way many people began looking at the entire case. For more than 2 decades, the public conversation had largely followed the same familiar path. The claim that Corey Miller, better known by his rap name C. Murder, had been wrongfully convicted. Supporters repeated that witnesses were unreliable, that the investigation had serious flaws, and that the justice system in Louisiana had failed him.
You gotta listen to the people that love you.
Right.
You know, instead of listening to the
Grandmother, she's not here right now. She's my angel. I know that.
That narrative dominated rallies, interviews, documentaries, and social media campaigns for years. But when Master P sat down for a candid interview in March 2026, he introduced a detail that the public had never heard before, and it sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world. Master P revealed that at one point during the long legal battle, his brother had been offered a plea deal that could have changed everything. According to him, C. Murder had the opportunity to accept an 8-year sentence at a time when he had already served roughly 4 years behind bars. The deal was simple on paper. Sign the agreement, serve the remaining time, and eventually walk out as a free man. Master P explained that if the deal had been accepted around 2006, his brother could potentially have been home by 2010. Instead,
my brother was gonna get 8 years. He had already did 4. You do is sign off on it.
She should be his angel. I've never heard him talk about her like that.
C. Murder refused the offer, insisting that he would not plead guilty to a crime he said he did not commit. He chose to fight the charges in court. What followed was a retrial that ended with a life sentence without the possibility of parole. The moment Master P revealed that information, the clip spread across the internet almost instantly. Social media lit up with debate as fans and observers began asking the same question. How different might this story have been if that decision had gone the other way? Master P's words carried emotional weight because he did not abandon his long-standing belief in his brother's innocence. In fact, he said it clearly during the same conversation. But he also acknowledged something painful, that refusing the deal prolonged the situation. In his mind, both things could exist at the same time. He believed his brother was innocent. Yet he also believed that turning down the plea agreement led to a chain of events that kept him in prison for more than 2 decades. To understand the magnitude of that decision, you have to go back to the night that started everything. On January 12, 2002, chaos erupted inside the Platinum Club in Harvey, Louisiana.
Miller had already spent about 4 years behind
jailhouse. People come and go, women come and go out your life, all this stuff, man.
A large fight broke out, involving around 15 to 20 people. During confusion, a 16-year-old fan named Steve Thomas was beaten and then shot in the chest. He later died from the gunshot wound. In the aftermath of the shooting, 2 witnesses, security guard Darnell Jordan and another witness named Kenneth Jordan, identified Corey Miller as a shooter. Their testimony became central to the prosecution's case. C. Murder was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. In 2003, he was convicted, but the case took a dramatic turn when that conviction was overturned the following year after it was discovered that prosecutors had failed to disclose criminal background information about key witnesses to the defense. That ruling forced the case back into the legal system and created the opening that eventually led to the plea offer Master P described. For a brief moment in the mid-2000s, there was a possible exit from the entire ordeal, but C. Murder refused the deal and chose to take his chances in a retrial. That retrial took place in August 2009 in Jefferson Parish, an area widely known for being one of the toughest jurisdictions in Louisiana when it comes to criminal prosecutions.
Time go, you're gonna find out who real or not. Your family gonna be there no matter what.
I know he's incarcerated, and I get that, but still, you have to have a...
After more than 13 hours of deliberations across 2 tense days, the jury delivered a 10-2 guilty verdict. At the time, Louisiana law allowed non-unanimous jury decisions in certain felony cases. On October 22, 2009, Judge Hans Liljeberg sentenced Corey Miller to life in prison without the possibility of parole. That moment effectively locked the outcome in place and launched a decades-long fight to overturn the conviction. The legal battle that followed stretched through multiple levels of the American court system. Appeals were filed and rejected again and again. The Louisiana Appellate Court rejected the case in 2011. The Louisiana Supreme Court declined to intervene in 2012. The United States Supreme Court refused to hear the case in 2013. Years later, in 2023, a federal district judge, Sarah S. Vance,
even though my brother innocent, think about it.
Name.
But you prolonged this so long.
upheld the conviction once again. Then in February 2026, the Louisiana Supreme Court unanimously denied another attempt to reopen the case, closing what many consider the final major door at the state level. Along the way, new developments repeatedly reignited public debate. In 2018, the two key witnesses, Kenneth Jordan and Darnell Jordan, signed sworn affidavits recanting their testimony. They claimed investigators had pressured them to identify Miller as a shooter. The recantations drew national attention and were even featured on the investigation discovery series Reasonable Doubt. Supporters believed this could finally lead to a new trial. But in 2019, a state judge ruled that the recantations were unreliable and refused to overturn the conviction. Other voices also weighed in over the years. Rapper Boosie Badass, who spent time in prison himself, spoke publicly about the case and argued that C. Murder's stage name may have influenced how jurors viewed him. The name C. Murder carried a powerful image long before the trial even began. Prosecutors were also able to introduce footage connected to an earlier 1991 incident at Club Rags in Baton Rouge, where Miller had fired a gun into the air after being denied entry. No one was killed in that incident, but the footage reportedly showed him holding a firearm, which some believe shaped the jury's perception. Another layer of controversy came from the jury system itself. The 10-2 verdict that convicted C. Murder was allowed under Louisiana law at the time, but in 2020 the United States Supreme Court ruled in Ramos versus Louisiana that non-unanimous jury verdicts were unconstitutional. However,
And so I just think if he'd have took the deal early, we wouldn't be.
the decision was not applied retroactively to older cases. That meant people already convicted under the previous system, including Corey Miller, did not automatically receive new trials. Behind the headlines and court filings, the toll on the Miller family grew heavier with every passing year. Master P, born Percy Miller, had spent decades building a business empire from the streets of New Orleans' Calliope projects, turning No Limit Records into one of the most powerful forces in hip-hop during the 1990s. C. Murder himself was a major part of that success, releasing albums that sold millions of copies, including the 1998 Project Life or Death, which debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200. But the legal battle slowly reshaped the family's life.
You get into a jam, especially if you're a celebrity.
There were prison visits, legal bills, rallies, and public campaigns demanding justice. In 2018, Master P even organized a rally at Xavier University in New Orleans to push for his brother's release. For years, he stood firmly beside him, arguing that the conviction was unjust and that the case represented deeper problems within the legal system. Then in 2020, the case suddenly received a surge of national attention when Kim Kardashian and singer Monica publicly joined the effort to help free C. Murder. Their involvement brought millions of new eyes to the story. From inside prison, Miller expressed gratitude and even referred to them as his angels. But the sudden wave of celebrity attention also revealed emotional tension within the Miller family. Master P spoke openly about how their grandmother, who had spent years visiting Corey in prison and supporting him quietly, had never received the same public recognition. The pressure of a 20-year fight eventually pushed Master P to a breaking point. At one point, he even announced that he would step back from financial support and prison visits, explaining how exhausting the process had become for the family.
Are you trying to keep him in the right mindset?
Yeah,
It was a deeply emotional moment that many people misinterpreted as abandonment. But Master P continued to insist on two things. He still believed his brother was innocent, and he still wanted him to come home. By the time he revealed the existence of the 8-year plea deal in 2026, that revelation carried the weight of decades. It wasn't just a legal detail. It represented a fork in the road that might have completely changed the course of the Miller family's life. If the agreement had been accepted in 2006, Corey Miller might have walked free around 2010. Instead, as of March 2026, he remains incarcerated at Louisiana State Penitentiary, Angola, at the age of 54, still serving a life sentence without parole while continuing to maintain his innocence. The legal fight is not entirely over. His case is now before the United States Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, and a separate petition for factual innocence under a newer Louisiana law is still pending. But after more than 2 decades, the story has become far larger than a single courtroom decision. It has sparked conversations about jury laws, eyewitness testimony, celebrity influence, and the immense personal cost of long legal battles.
You're going to get made an example of. Like, you got to know.
And in the center of it all is the haunting question introduced by Master P's revelation. What if that 8-year deal had been accepted? Would the outcome of this entire story look completely different today? Do you think C. Murder made the right decision by fighting the case instead of accepting the plea deal? Or do you believe turning it down ultimately changes fate? And with witnesses later recanting and the jury law itself now ruled unconstitutional, should the courts take another look at conviction? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive breakdown and want more detailed stories about major moments in hip-hop, true crime, and culture, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story.